It's Paul's Outdoor Academy Monday. uh, I'm looking for bass and rockfish. And if you were with me yesterday, you noticed something that I hadn't done in a while is catch a bass. It was a real nice bass, 3 3/4 pounds. If you were one of the folks that were with me watching that, had a blast yesterday. Finally found some fish, and I determined that one of the places that I keep going back and forth thinking that there should be all kinds of fish in there, I believe is just loaded with carp. I was only able to figure that out by I went in there and I just fished some and fished, and I snagged a carp. And I thought, okay, wait a minute. I just had a tiny little stripe follow my lure to the boat. I am using a Kitech currently, a 2.8 Kitech, really small. I probably should go ahead and change it out here fairly quick. I hope I have some more of those actually. But the scent that's on it was probably eaten off yesterday if I had to guess. And so I would rather have one that has some good scent on it. But since I caught that bass yesterday, I'm very inclined to come back in here a little bit shallower and see if by any chance the bass are back in here in the shallows chasing these bait fish. I know the striper back here, they have been. And it would be really nice if I could find some of the hybrids back here, but some of the rockfish for sure, or striped bass, if you will. I'd love to catch some of those, but I would also really like to catch some bass because I have just not been finding the largemouth bass back here, or smallmouth, or spotted, or any of them. Kentucky bass. I hadn't found anything back here in the last few weeks. I think they're here. They're probably looking for a different kind of bite than what I've been using to try to catch fish. Oh boy, there's something big. Whoa. Well, that's always a good sign. I just had my lure just sitting on the bottom while I was kind of looking around for a minute. I was looking behind me to see if you all were taking up, if the sun was completely blocking your view. I'm gonna switch the view for a minute. Let me see what this is. Oh, it's fighting kind of hard. I'm tempted to loosen the brake a little bit. You have to keep in mind, I use 10-pound braid with anywhere from an 8 to a 10-pound leader. And it would be easy for it to break. And if this possibly could be a nice bass, I don't want to lose it. Okay, this is a hybrid. Nope, it's not. Let me get a better look at it. Oh, it's a drum. I notice I catch a drum when I let them if I let the bait just sit on the bottom, a lot of times the drum will finally come by and just nail it. He's pretty tired. I'm gonna tighten the brake back up. Let me get him out of the water and show you how big these things are. And this is just an everyday run-of-the-mill drum. It's not giant. Got that big old ugly mouth. Sorry, no offense. But hey, that is so much fun. And so I'm gonna keep throwing and see what else I can come up with. But that was on a Kitech. Specifically like a ghost shad or white pearl. And I see a lot of fish on the live scope up in here. I'm just kind of drifting along right now. I'm just kind of keeping my eyes open like I did yesterday. I'm looking for schooling fish. I'm looking for anything to let me know there are some fish in here that are willing to eat. I found that drum pretty quick. It's just not really what I'm trying to catch. What I'm actually trying to catch, of course, are striped bass or largemouth. And I've been spending a lot of time out on the main channel in the last 3 fishing trips because I've been having so much fun. But yesterday catching that 3 3/4 pounder largemouth made me think, I need to get back out onto the shallow water and see if I can find anything out here. So what I'm doing, just kind of throwing, looking around. I'll throw the Alabama rig some here in a minute. And probably what I need to do, honestly, I want to slow it way, way down in the event that there are some bass in here. I figure I'm only going to catch them one of two ways, either a very slow retrieve towards the bottom or with a reaction bite. And so I'll try the jerk bait here in a few minutes. I've got two different ones that I've been throwing some. One looks very much like what these fish are eating. It's kind of small and it doesn't go down very deep at all. And the other one, I can probably get it down close to maybe 6 to 8 feet on the setup that I have it on, which I know is not crazy deep, but there's a little tap right there. I'd say that's a pretty small fish. Let me make an adjustment here. Okay, I like that. D&E Fishing, hello, hello, hello. It's so good to see you. Welcome to my channel. We're on here and I'm catching, well, I know that sun has got to be blinding you all. I don't like that. Let's see what this is. Tribal Michael Gaming 9618, that's cool. An age-old trick my grandfather told me when he passed a car battery and a bug zapper with will make fish come to you. Car battery and a bug zapper. I love it. I mean, you know, I'd like for them to come to me without me having to shock the daylights out of them. But I've never been available to go watch them shock fish up when they're testing fish in this area, but that would be pretty cool. Hello, Brian. 6, 7, 6, 7. All right, let's see. We got Brian DePreda, we got Tribal Michael Gaming, we got D&E Fishing. I see some fish out here, so let's see what they're doing. By the looks of them, they kind of look to me like drum. Or they might be carp. I mean, somewhere between 6.5 and 7 feet of water, I figure. I'm just gonna kind of experiment. As I'm heading further over here, I know I'm moving towards a lot of bait fish. Oh shoot, I just had a hit. Sometimes I get to talking and I stop reeling. And sometimes when I do that is the exact time they decide they want to hit. So I have several views and options for you all. I can give you a view of my live scope. I can give you a view of the view that I have where I'm fishing. I can give you a view of me, which I don't know why you'd want to watch me unless I'm holding up a fish or something. So there are your options of what kind of different views that you have an option of while I'm fishing. So if a couple of you want to let me know what you would prefer to see, if you don't, I will just kind of take turns. Like right now, I'm showing you what I look like. I'm probably getting ready to change. Just had one right at the boat nibble on that thing. I'm going to go ahead and change this over to where you're looking at, let's go live scope. What do you think? Let's do that. Now that, actually, I tell you what, for a few minutes at least, let's just let you see what I see. Because it's just beautiful. Why not? For any of you who haven't been on the channel before, I am in East Tennessee. I'm fishing in Roane County. And I am trying to catch either striped bass, hybrid bass, or largemouth or smallmouth bass. There are an absolute ton of yellow bass that have been out here feeding. Those little doohickeys that I don't even know if they get up to a pound, maybe 3/4 of a pound. And then there've been quite a few hybrids. But what I'm struggling to catch is largemouth bass, and I'm struggling to catch striper, the big striped bass, or rockfish, I like to call them. And so let's see, I see a bunch of fish right in front of the boat right now. I wonder what these are. I'm gonna vary my cast. I'm gonna kind of reel just a little bit quick right now and just see. Sometimes these fish want to react to something when they won't hit a slow moving bait. As soon as I throw something in there that'll move on pretty quick, they will just nail it. I'm not opposed to putting on a Zoom fluke. When my brother is with me, we almost always have one going, just about all the time when we're fishing, because he really, really likes fishing with a fluke. I don't have the success that he has with it, but I do have a rod right now, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe not. I thought I had a rod rigged up ready for one, but I don't yet. You're familiar. What's up, man? Azteca Fishing in the house. Well, hello there. Azteca Fishing. My day is going fantastic. No weight. Help me understand what no weight means. Are you saying I didn't provide a weight for that last fish, or help me understand? I can see what I can do. If you're talking about those little yellow bass, there's definitely, oh, I just missed a little one. There's definitely almost no weight to these little bitty bass. The one I just had a hit on rocked my world and curled my little tail up. This is my little 2/8 Kitech that I'm using. I think that's a Berkeley, if I'm not mistaken, head. And boy, these Kitechs really stay on those good. I am in East Tennessee in Roane County. I'm probably the closest city to me at this moment is Kingston. But it could be Harriman, but I believe it's Kingston. And I put in at Ladd Landing, if any of you all are familiar with this area. So I've got a blocked comment. So there's a lot over here in California for stripper. Oh, I need to show that comment. It blocked that comment because I believe the correct spelling has one P in it, and it thinks you're saying the word stripper. And so it kind of naturally blocked that until I could review it. All right, let's see. I need to look around here for a minute and quit blabbing and actually fish just to see what's up. See what I can see. I see a few fish. Message is held for review. There's another one. Striper. Yeah, we'll show that. I don't know why that changed that. No. Allow that. There we go. Group Familia 91. Oh, goodness. I just had 2 bites back to back and was adjusting the screen. What is that in there? There's definitely something in there. Can you see where I'm throwing? I don't know if y'all see that or not, but oh boy, those must be little. I just had a third one. There's another one. He got away. These must be bluegill. There's another one held for review. I don't know what's going on. View message. Hook them, bro, hook them. It keeps blocking. I've got it set on pretty tight restrictions because I want this to be a family-friendly channel. And so using, oh, dang gum. Okay, I tell you what, I keep getting hits and I can't catch them. And so what I'm going to do is temporarily switch to a very small grub. I'm going to switch to this little bitty setup because it will help me figure out, sorry for the gigantic view there, but this will help me quickly figure out if maybe that's crappie or bluegill because it's really small. And I'm going to put this down there. And if one of those things hit this, maybe it'll be a bluegill. Yeah, I know. I need to strong arm them, don't I? I try not to jerk super hard because I've broken off my line several times. I'm sitting in, it says 6 feet of water. Let's see. Come on, man. You caching fish? Yes, I am. Right now, I'm catching my own fishing lure and it's hung up somehow. What are you doing over here? Quit that. All right, I think that there may be a little nest of bluegill or something right here in front of me. Let me see if they'll hit this. I've been trying to figure out what this is. I keep getting bites right here and it's something not very large. I thought maybe it would be crappie. Get 'em, boy. Fluke 'em, nuke 'em on. Y'all, Fluke 'em, nuke 'em has a channel y'all should go check out. He loves to fish. Somebody on here earlier said you need to go put on a fluke and go after these fish. So Fluke Daddy, you would appreciate that. What I'm doing right now is I'm back in some shallow water. I have some small fish that keep wearing my little bait out, but they're just not taking it. So I'm trying to, I downsized tremendously to see if I could catch one of them. See, I'm still getting hits and can't catch them, even on this little bitty grub. I'm just trying to see what these are. I'm watching this school. There's about 6 fish right there. Yeah, I'm a little short. I'm using my live scope and I'm kind of watching these fish that are sitting in this little tree or something to see if I can figure out what they are. They keep hitting my 2.8 Kitech, but they're not committing to it. So I downsized to like a 1-inch curly tail. And I've got it dropped in there and I'm just sort of bouncing it over them. I mean, if they won't hit this, I'm going to rule out bluegill. I'm probably going to rule out crappie and maybe even yellow bass, because they were hitting that other one really good, but they just wouldn't take it. Yeah, they're not going to hit this. So I think the shout out, you got it. You got it. So we caught, so far what we got. Keep fishing, don't ever quit. Boy, I agree. I agree. I'm not even going to tell you how long I've been fishing because it's kind of embarrassing. It's a long time. Hope you all had an amazing holiday. I know I did. I had 2 weeks off work, which is extremely unusual for me. I switched companies in May of this year, and my boss said, take the last 2 weeks of the year off. And so I didn't argue. And, oh, there we go. Here we go. I finally got one of those. Let's see what these are. I'm going to say yellow bass. And, oh, it's a crappie. Oh, my goodness. Look at this. Look at this. It's a crappie. Can't get the dang hook out of its mouth. Ooh, there we go. I don't think that's a keeper. Look how cute that is. I think they have to be 10 inches. But isn't that beautiful? Look at that. That's amazing. I just love that thing. Sweet. All right, let's put him back. Okay, so that's on that little curly tail. And what is so funny is how many of those there are right here in front of the boat. And if I could catch even 3 of those things, I'd take them home and eat them. Hey, Penelope, girl. Good to see you. I'm currently trying to catch largemouth, smallmouth, striped bass, crappie. There was another little tap. I don't know much about catching crappie, but that's the 4th one that I've caught in about 3 weeks. I can never catch more than 1 in a fishing trip, so that's why I typically don't keep them. It is absolutely so beautiful here. It's just incredible the weather that we are having, and I'm certainly not used to having this kind of weather this time of year. Well, something's already smacking it. I threw it way over there. I think it's about 60. There's something. There's something. Here we go. Can y'all hear that? My little reel. This is a tiny little Smurf rod that I'm using right here. Man, what is this going to be? I'd love it if it's another crappie. That'd be 2 in 1 trip. I think that's a hybrid stripe. Let me see. Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate that, Penelope. Yeah, that's going to be a hybrid. I can't lift it up very easily with this light line. Here we go. Let's see what we got. Yeah, that's a hybrid. That's a hybrid right there because of its big mouth. Aren't those pretty? That's a hybrid. Let's let that one go. Backflip. Preda, beautiful, it is. I mean, I'd love to catch another one of those crappie. That was so pretty. I'm using a little, I call it my Smurf rod. It's really small. Whatever is in here right now that I have found, they're very interested in what I'm using all of a sudden. They weren't hitting worth the flip, and now, oh, there's another one. There's another one. Wish me luck. Sorry about that. Oops. What do you think he is? What's it gonna be? It's running really good. Ah, it's a hybrid. Okay, let's see. I'm in Watts Bar Lake. I put in Kingston. The launch is called Ladd Landing if you want to look it up on a map or something. Oh, it's a big hybrid. Look at this. It's Watts Bar Lake, and it's tough question, Fernando. I'd rather have the ocean if I could. I mean, I'm always going to take the lake and visit the ocean. It's what I like to do. That's a hybrid as far as I know. Isn't that pretty? Weighs about 1.5 pounds. It's over 1 pound. It's a chunky chunk. All right, they have beat my little curly tail all to pieces. Let me see if I'm going to be able to get any additional cast out of this or if it's time to replace it. This thing's pretty bad. It's beat all to pieces. I'm going to try it again. Hi, soldier boy. Hello, Fernando Martinez. Hello. What country are you guys in? Sorry to ask. I don't mind you asking. I'm in the United States. The United States of America is where I'm currently at. Are you circumcised? I'm not sure why that matters. Thank you, Fluke Daddy. Not really sure why it matters whether I'm circumcised or not, if that's like bad luck for fishing or what, but you know, sorry. I try to keep this channel family friendly. Fluke Daddy's one of my moderators. If you weren't here a minute ago, you should definitely go subscribe to his channel too. And we get to fish together a lot. So, in fact, he's often with me when I'm fishing. Sometimes you may have seen him in some of my videos. There's a video on my channel. I'm trying to remember what it's called now. I think it was called Fluke Daddy versus Paul or something like that. You should go check that out. That's Fluke Daddy. That was so fun. Got to go. Well, Brian, I appreciate you watching as long as you did. I really do. Y'all have an incredible day. And I'm having so much fun sitting here. I've just been sitting in the exact same little hole now for several minutes. It's hard to leave when I'm catching fish right here. Here comes one flying up. Oh, he tackled it. Rod load. It'd be cool if y'all could watch the rod while I'm fishing. That'd be neat. Oh, something behind me. Uh-oh, something over here behind me is chasing bait. If I disappear here in just a minute, it's because there's something going on below me or behind me. Hey, Toby Armstrong. I'm doing awesome. Hope you're doing well. Hey, Kevin. I don't know what cut or uncut means, to be honest with you. Are you cut or what is that? Cut or uncut? Cut or uncut? Thanks, Fluke Daddy. No idea. People can be so strange. I'll tell you what. I'm going to move just a little bit. That's a troll. Well, thank you. No BS catfishing. I usually catch quite a few catfish when I am fishing, especially in the winter, but it's been kind of unseasonably warm. And so I don't know, the catfish aren't doing what I'm used to them doing. Probably around February, the catfish will start doing what I'm used to. Hey there, Moki, the beardy. I am catching, let's see, what have I caught? I've caught 2 hybrids, a crappie. I've caught, let's see, 2 hybrids, a crappie. What else did I get? I'm trying to remember what that other one was. I'm gonna put my shallow water anchors down. Let's see, yesterday I was not far from here, just a little ways up the river, caught a 3 3/4 pound largemouth. I think I made that video public if you have any interest in going to see that, but it's a long video. I think it's close to 2 hours. I believe it's at the 1 hour, 40 minute mark. We got a 30 pound blue last week. Wow. Still deep. That's so cool. That's a big one. I'm trying to remember. I think the largest catfish I've ever caught was 22 pounds, I think. But I don't go catfishing, which could explain why I've never caught a big one. Another one of my videos, you can see one that I snagged. I was using a chatterbait bass fishing and hooked something huge and brought it in, and I think it was like a little over 20 pounds, and it was it was some kind of cat. I don't remember which kind, but it was a big old catfish. What state you in? I am in Tennessee. Beautiful state of Tennessee. I'm on the eastern side of Tennessee. Probably, if you're not from this area, the closest city you might recognize would be Knoxville, home of the Tennessee Volunteers. I'm not a Volunteers fan. I hope that doesn't run anybody off. I'm not a football fan in general. So, if I have time and both legs are broken and I can't get outside, I usually watch football. But that's about it. We are also East Tennessee. Oh, cool. Smoky Mountains are the best. They are so pretty. A lot of people come up to Smoky Mountains and they don't know about a place called Cades Cove. If you ever get the opportunity, go to Cades Cove when you're in Smoky Mountains. Go early in the morning if you want to see deer. Go late in the evening if you want to see deer, and it's kind of midday. Oh, there's one. There's something. Whoa, making the big run. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What's this dude? I think it's another hybrid. Let's see. You've been to Cades Cove a lot? It's so pretty. What do we got here? Let's see. 4 pound test. I can't even lift it out of the water on this little rod. Let's see. Yeah, but go to Cades Cove, and if it's in May, you can see the bears coming out. It's really cool. Okay, pretty sure this is a yellow bass, but it's a large yellow bass. You can see the difference in how its head slopes down, 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 and a lot of yellow in the coloration, but they're still fun to catch. They're beautiful. They're so feisty. Those things right there, whew, they will get you bad. Let's let him go. He's a big yellow. Yes, he is. Man, that was fun. I'm gonna have to re-rig. Just 1 second. All right. Channels for folks that like fishing, family oriented. So if you choose to be stupid, make inappropriate comments, you'll be dropped like a load from a diaper. Thank you, Robin Raw. I'm switching back over to that 2/8 Kitech for a minute just to see. There's certainly plenty of big fish in here that can take a 2.8 Kitech with no problem. Oh, I see some bait being chased. If you all have watched some of my last few videos, this place just comes alive at about 4:30ish to 4:45, especially like 4:15 to 5:30. Maybe it's 5 to 5 to 5:45, something like that. This place just goes crazy. in the bayou. You should. Honey horse, if anybody can get out right now and go fish, I'd recommend you do it. I don't know what your weather is like, but it is absolutely beautiful here. I saw something a few minutes ago way over this direction. I'm just gonna throw this Kitech and just slowly bring it back to the boat. Uh-oh. Guess what kind of fish that is? That's a tree or a rock fish, and not the kind you want. Uh-oh, we gotta go see if we can get this unstuck. Happens to the best of us. Fruit need pin, haha, that comment is legit and legend. It is legend. Fluke Daddy is a legend. Let's see if I can get over here and get this. I'm wrapped around a rock. A lot of people just break off so quick. I prefer not to break off if I don't have to. It's one thing to have a cheap little hook on, tiny little lead weight or something. It's another when you start buying tungsten jig heads and stuff. Mark Span, hello. Mark Span, limb brim, you got that right. Hey, welcome, Mark Span. I'm currently getting this unstuck, which it looks like I did. I was over here in this mess of trees somehow. Let me see, I'm gonna back, oh no, I went right back in the same place. Shooter Snow, hey Paul. Hello, Shooter Snow. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, we got Robert Fluke Daddy on moderating. I'm having a couple of people who want to be rude. I don't know if any of you all were on last night, but oh my goodness, Paul. Goodness, 1 second. One thing you shouldn't do with an expensive trolling motor is run it right up on a big rock. Most people don't know that. Let me get out of the shallow water. I'm fishing for, I mean, honestly, anything that bites, but what I really want to catch, and I'm trying desperately to catch, are some bigger fish. Striped bass, or what I call striper or rockfish, is what I would really like to catch. There have been a few in this area, but I'm catching small ones, 2, maybe 3 pounds. But in addition to those, since I can't seem to catch those very well, I'm also after hybrids because they're pretty big. And I'm after, what else? Let's see. I'm after largemouth, smallmouth, any of those things. All right, let's see. I am on Watts Bar. I'm on Watts Bar just out of Ladd Landing. If you want to look that up on a map to give you kind of an idea of what it looks like where I'm at. I put in at Ladd Landing and I went up in Emery Creek, Emery River. Not very far, but just kind of headed that general direction. I had kind of given up on bass fishing in this area. Oh, you do know of it? Cool. I had sort of given up on fishing this area for bass because I just simply, no matter what I did, what I threw, and where I threw it, I just could not catch any bass. Now, if you watched this channel back in October, September, October, maybe some of November, this same area, there's a spot that my brother and I like to fish, and it absolutely, we just tore the bass up over there in that spot. So let's see what we got. You've been over at Outlet at the plant. That is real close to where I'm at. If I put my engine wide open, I could probably be there in 2 or 3 minutes, maybe. There are fish literally under my trolling motor. looking at my bait. None of them are taking it though. That's cool. I have not, the only time I went over there to the outlet, and I didn't even fish the outlet, I fished that pocket that's to the left of the outlet. But that was 3 weeks ago. I believe that was before Christmas. I'm seeing some really good pockets of fish on my live scope. I'm not very good at identifying what they are unless I catch one. I do know the difference between how the stripes sit though. They messed it up with that bridge. That new bridge that they put in, the big, the one that's on Interstate 40. Let's see. If the guy doesn't hit quick, I'm gonna pull out of here and go back out. Woohoo! Thank you, Fabian. I appreciate it. I appreciate every one of you all who are subscribing and checking out the channel. Let's try something a little different. I'm gonna go back to this dude right here. Know where we can't fish up in there. Oh, okay. I got you. I got you. Travis, woo. Fabian, woo. Travis, woo. I'm switching up to I think it's called a Rapala. And it's a jerkbait, but it's a very small jerkbait. And there's two reasons I like using it. It looks very similar to these fish that, that the bait that these fish are in here feeding on right now. And it's a jerkbait, which means reaction bite. And then next to that, it is only going to go down about, let me get you a good look at it. It's only going to go down about 2 feet deep. At the most, maybe 3. But it's a, what's that called? Rapala shad, slow rising. What is my favorite bait to use? It depends. I absolutely love a good jerkbait bite. Love fishing with the jerkbait. Love feeling them smack it when it's just sitting there. But for just all around, if I have to pick one and just say I can never fish with anything else, it'd probably be a 2.8 Kitech on a, and if I had to just pick one size, I'd say a 1/4 ounce jig head. And you know what? You said you ever use live bait on balloons. Last week, I had my future son-in-law over here, and I told him we should put a balloon on. We were actually snagging the bait because there's so many of them in here right now. And I told him, you know what we ought to do is tie one of those on a balloon and just let it float around. That'd be so much fun. But I didn't do it. I just said we should. And these fish, yeah, it'd be real easy to say they're not going to hit anything right now unless it's moving slow, because the water is what? What's the temp of the water? 48 degrees, 40, almost 49 degrees. And I would think you're not going to catch anything unless it's moving really slow because the fish are lethargic. But the truth is right now, they don't seem to want to hit anything unless it's just flying. They're definitely on to the reaction bite. I see some chasing my jerkbait right now on my live scope. Ooh, I just heard one way to the right. I'm gonna make a long cast. Let's just see what happens. Two-liter bottle today and float some out. That would be cool. So what I'm going to do, just kind of give you an idea what my plans are. As the evening goes, I'm going to work my way slowly out of this shallow water into some deeper water, because the fish have really been coming to life in that last 45 minutes of the day. And it has been so much fun. Boy, there's a good group of fish right here, 25 feet in front of my boat. Let's see if I can't Get one of them to hit this jerkbait looking thing. My jerkbait is going right over the top of them. Nothing on that cast, even though there's quite a few fish. I am running a Garmin 106 SV live scope. It's got its own little dedicated battery. Species are you targeting? I am looking for, what I really want to catch, honestly, are some of those very large striped bass. I'd like to catch one in the 20 to 25 pound range for you all. But now I've been fishing for these for several weeks on film, and I can't seem to catch one right now over about 2 pounds. The biggest one I've caught is about 2 pounds. And I do hunt, yep. But I'm targeting striped bass, but honestly, I'll take hybrids because I'm catching more of those than anything. Caught a lot of yellows, little yellow bass. Caught a bunch of those. You're gonna see my rod tip moving a bunch because I'm using this jerkbait. And I really haven't had to slow it down much around these stripes, man. They just nail it. Oh, just like that. You saw it. You saw it happen right there. Look at that. What do you think it's gonna be? I think it's gonna be a hybrid, but we'll see. It is, what are you? Oh yeah, beautiful hybrid. Oh man, yep, let's see. Hello, Vela Hunter. Give me 1 second to get this one in the boat. A quick glance so he doesn't break my line, but there he is, 1 second. Big hybrid, big old chunky hybrid. His gut. I'm 6'2". I have long fingers, and so that should give you an idea just how big this hybrid is. Isn't that pretty? It's just beautiful. All right, go. Let's go, girl. Thank you. Wham! Backflip. We are fishing on Watts Bar, and put in at Lad Landing, and some of you all said you knew where that was, but man, it is surprising to me how shallow some of these big fish are sitting in here. You saw where I threw that, basically right on the bank over there, and that thing hit that in about 3 feet of water, maybe even a little less. I think I may have snagged a minnow. No, I didn't. Okay. All right. Let me look around here for a second. I mean, I sure see a bunch of fish. And what I'm going to do now that the sun's going to start setting, you're going to see it as I start pulling out of here, that the sun is starting to head down. I'm just going to kind of, as I'm going out of here, I'm going to look. I'm going to keep fishing. I'm not going to stop fishing, that's for sure. There's a few looking at my jerkbait right there. Slow down for just a second. Let me look. Do y'all want to watch live scope for a minute? I join later, have work. Okay, thank you, Penelope girl. Bye. Try to join again when you're live in beautiful sunset. Thank you, I appreciate that. It is absolutely beautiful. The time here is 5:13. That is Eastern Standard. Fish below Mountain Hill Dam. Is that what you mean? Well, I used to fish there quite a bit for stripe, but when I became a bass fisherman, I seldomly ever went up there. If you're talking about Mountain Hill Dam. Actually, I don't really fish below any of the dams. Boy, there's a bunch of fish. Let's see if any of these will react to this jerkbait. I may switch you all over to show you the, oh, Watts, Melton, Loudon. Used to fish a lot for rockfish at Melton and Loudon. I have never fished immediately below Watts Bar Dam, but on down onto Chickamauga, I certainly have fished. I end up probably fishing more on Chickamauga than any other lake around here, but Watts Bar's starting to come alive. And it's kind of hard to pass it up at this point. Towards the end of the year, I was going over to Chickamauga, and man, I couldn't catch fish. And I'd come here and catch fish. And I eventually just said, well, why am I going to fight it? I'm not going to fight it anymore. If that's where they're at, that's where they're at. So I just stayed here. Let's see, I've got a bunch of fish I'm getting ready to go right over the top of this jerkbait. Let's see if any of them are feeling feisty. No. None of those are feeling feisty. Fishing on the Chick for catfish. That's cool. I saw somebody catch a big one there the other day on the Chickamauga fishing forum. Let's see, where you guys at? Oh, I see some feeding going on to my left. I'm gonna put the trolling motor up for a minute. You might hear some noise. I'm gonna run it on up to 6 or 7. And I'm gonna head over here to see what that was. Oh, there's a lot of fish between me and that rock wall that you all are looking at. There are a bunch of fish. Let's see if any of them are interested in this. Oh, I didn't get down very far with that cast. I'll try that again. Boy, there's a bunch of fish right there. I'm initially kind of doing it pretty hard to see you and me both. I feel another one right here in a second. Come on, guys. There's one looking at it for what it's worth. There comes another one. There's 2 of them looking at it. Either one of you will do. Oh, one of them grabbed the tail just at the last second. I just love fishing with the jerkbait. This one just does not go very deep. I'm kind of wondering if I would switch over to one that would get on down to maybe 6 or 7 feet, what I would do. I like the color of this one though. Okay, I think what I'm going to do for a few minutes, the view is not as pretty, I know that, but maybe you all would kind of like to watch what I'm looking at for a few minutes. So I'm going to change the view here and try to give you a view of that. I'm going to zoom this up a little bit. Let's see. Trying to give you a view of what I'm going after here. Fabian, I hope I answered you, but going after largemouth bass, striped bass, smallmouth. Yeah, I think I may have to put that little white grub back on. I'll certainly get some hits on it. Ooh, okay, we're getting close to where the action is. I've seen them a few times right over here on this bank. And now you all are watching what I'm watching on the live scope. Just kind of give you a different view for a minute. Let's see. I'm getting ready to come up into the view. Let me turn I'm gonna run the sensitivity up a little bit. You'll see a little more clutter on there, but you'll at least be able to see my bait. You can see all those fish right there. Okay, that's my bait at about 2 or 3 feet coming across there. And you see that fish coming up to look at it? 3 feet, those lines, he is right behind it. Okay, I'm gonna try something a little bit different real quick. All right. I'm gonna switch to a Berkeley Stunner, 112 plus 1. You can certainly see all the fish. I mean, there's a ton of them on there. Again, it's one thing. A lot of people think where there they are, you're getting ready to catch 100 fish. That's just not how it works with live scope. It certainly helps you find them without a shadow of a doubt. Whether they want to eat, though, is a completely different thing. Now, this stun is going to get down there a whole lot closer. I've let the boat turn to a bad angle. Let me get the boat straightened back up here. I'm getting a little close. Okay. So you see what I'm seeing. And I will definitely be switching over here in a minute to that grub. But I know I'll probably start catching a lot of the small fish on it too. So I'm trying to see if I can lure a bass out of here. They're coming at it. You see all the fish coming up right there at 5 feet? They're in there. I'm trying to get it down quicker. There we go. Come on, dudes. Where are we at? I got their attention. I did, didn't I? The thing I'm noticing is that I cannot let this sit still for long. If I let it sit still very long at all, they just turn around and go. I'm trying to pretty much do a reaction bite, I guess you could say, on this. Has to go through them pretty quickly and just get them to just very quickly come up and grab it without thinking about it. See them coming after it? They're below it, they're below it. Maybe they were afraid of it. All right, so let's switch to that little grub. Actually, let's try ye old Alabama rig for just a minute. Let's see what they do if they see an entire school of bait fish go right above their head. Okay, there comes one. They're following it, but they're just not taking it. Let me get it further down. This thing will wear your arm out. This could be good. Look at those dudes right there, man. I'm gonna let it get, I'm gonna go slow. Oh no. Guess what I did? I let it go too slow. Now I gotta go where the fish are. That's okay. Oops, sorry about that. Well, I'm not crazy about the fact that I'm having to go right where the fish are sitting to get this, but you do what you gotta do. These Alabama rigs are expensive. And there we go. I noticed one of my tails is missing. I've got 3 fake baits. Yeah, something got kind of wacky doodle in here. What's going on, fellas? Oh, well, that's different. Never done that before. This could be good. What got held? Snap jigging? Yeah, you can show that. Good grief. This is trying to just really be careful, and anything it thinks might be a cuss word or something, it's going to try to very quickly limit it on here. So what you're seeing now is actually a totally different group. Oh, look here. They're chasing right behind the boat. Okay. Boy, it wouldn't do me any good to fall in the lake, would it? Hold on one second. They're chasing right over here. I think when they're chasing like that, it might be better if I go back to that shallow diving bait. All those fish are between me and the bank. Boy, they are close. Okay, they're not interested in that. I'll go back to the 2.8 Kitech for just a minute. I've got a 2.8 Kitech out there, reeling it really slow to see if I can decide, you know, do they want it to be just flying by them, or, oh, look at that mess. What do you reckon all that is? All right, I'm noticing as I look out over this shallow water back here, I'm starting to see more and more action. Nothing crazy. I do see a few bait coming up around the top, moving around some. Where I'm sitting is one of the only places I've seen much actual like chasing going on. Okay, I think, boy, it's hard not to fish when you see that many fish on there, huh? Let me take some of the blur out for you. I'll take some of that noise out of there and see. Look at all those fish. Yeah, I don't know what all those are. This is that 2.8 Kitech setup I was telling you about. Let me clean it up just a little bit. Did some of that snap jigging last time I was out. He sure did. Caught some too. Hello. I went a fellow angler that I don't know. Sometimes I like to throw this into a group of fish, just let it sink all the way to the bottom and almost fish with it like it's a worm. I've caught a bunch of fish that way. Though I have to admit, a lot of times that is drum or catfish that I tend to catch when I do that. Okay. Let's go back to, since I see a bunch of fish out here, some of those are yellow bass. Y'all see all those? I bet a whole lot of those are yellow bass. Let's see if I can get down to them and get any kind of reaction out of them. The one thing about those yellow bass, there's one, they're very aggressive. Yeah, it's a yellow bass. He's a little bitty yellow bass. He's a little bitty. He's a real nowhere man, sitting in his nowhere land. All right, let's see. What do y'all want to see? Do you want to see me go? Do you just kind of want to see the view of what I'm watching? Absolutely breathtaking sunset. Look at this. Did you think that might be a striper? That's exactly what I'm after, but it did have quite a bit of yellow in it. And when they start getting to where I just can't tell that much, and they're small like that, and when they come out of a school of just tons of them all in one tiny little spot, I tend to think those are yellow. But what I'm really counting on with those is that yellow color more than anything. Okay, so now that it's starting to get a little bit darker, I'm going to start looking for fish that are not just necessarily sitting right on the bottom, but some that are coming up in the water column, just to see if I can find. Oh, I thought I had me a whale. Whew. Oh boy, I got a whale of a tree. That's what I've got. Man, I thought I was on something right there. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, I got him good. Well, gosh golly darn. Blink. Blinky. I got something else I'm going to throw on. I'll be right back. All right, what I've done is I have switched over to a little shaky jig head. I think that's a Crush City. I believe they're called Crush City. That you can just kind of dangle around in front of their face on these little light jig heads. So what I'm going to do is I've got a few right here in front of the boat, and I'm going to try just jiggling this in front of their face. Let me get you onto the view that I've got. They had zero reaction. That tells me everything I need to know. Zero reaction means go to something else. Let's try these. Oh, I missed that by a mile. What was that all about? Did you see my minnow right above that school at 25 feet. I'd love to get this out here in front of some bass and see. You've been targeting. Oh, I just missed one. I just had one. No, I've only walleye fished, I think, once. Oh man, hit it again. I've only walleye fished once in my life, if I'm not mistaken. Now, we did catch some on Center Hill Dam in Tennessee. That has been a very, very long time ago. Let me see if I can see any other fish. I'm looking for ones now that will actually respond. RSVP me, fish. And I haven't eaten walleye in such a long time, I don't even remember what they taste like. I want to find another school. Oh, gosh, man, that scared me to death. That thing came right up to the water surface and grabbed that. Where you guys at? It's about to get to the, oh, that's what I like right there. See that? All those jiggy-jaggy lines? That is what I like, personally. Look at that line of fish. Somebody's out here shooting fireworks. That's funny. I put on a, what's it called? I think it's called a Crush City, and it's a jigging minnow. The kind that you, let's see, it's got that little funky tail on it and a small rolling, strolling jig head that lets you just kind of throw it in there, and you can keep it in the water a very, very long time because of that way that jig head is made and that bait. You can quite literally sit there and jig that thing in front of a fish's face till the point of annoyance. Now, this is what I have caught a bunch of catfish on in around February, is one of these things. See, these fish are not really reacting all that much. So I don't know for sure what that means. Let's see. I'm looking for big old choppy white lines, kind of, because that to me is going to be a bigger fish and a group of fish. Fluke, that ain't good. The fishing pole that I'm using at the moment with this little shaky jig head is nothing special. It's a Shakespeare ugly stick. It's pretty old, to be honest with you. I'm slowly upgrading my arsenal. I used to think that it didn't matter what kind of fishing rod you used. I thought it was way more about how you fished, and that is true to an extent. The difference that I find, though, and what makes a difference to me, is that with a better fishing rod that's longer, with braid on it, I can feel the bite just so incredibly well. I can feel the bite really well. And I haven't been able to say that with these cheaper rods. You can still feel it. I mean, if they come up and slam it, you can feel it just fine. These fish are looking at it, but just not going to take it. But I have noticed, I mean, this is just a Shakespeare ugly stick. It's old. It's a two-piece rod. I'll show you in just a minute, though, what my absolute favorite setup is. And the reason I like it so much is just because you can just throw it so incredibly far. That is a Dobbins rod. I've got several Dobbins rods. Yeah, Fluke Daddy was with me when we walleye fished Center Hill. I woke you up and said, yeah, let's get out of here. Hi there, Skipjack. Skipjack Cindy. Hello, hello. We're targeting what you see on the live scope at the moment. Hopefully you can still see it. Something is wrong with my little doomahickey here. What's wrong with you? It normally keeps this down here, but today it's wanting to be crazy on me. Why do you keep lifting? That's unusual. Huh. How about them apples? It's okay. What we're gonna do is, oh boy, what have you done, son? I got a big old mess to deal with now. There we go. So it's starting to get darker. It's getting to that time I talked about. As soon as I hit the water today, I started talking about this magical hour. We're there right now. So I'm gonna go out here onto some deeper water. Oh, there comes some. Oh, hit it, boy. Hit it. Oh, dang it. Those guys are interested. They're tearing it up. Oh, wonder what those were. I'm guessing small stripe, but now whatever those fish were, they weren't messing around. They just didn't get a hold of it real good. It helps on these little jig head minnows if you've got your electronics dialed in really good. And the local Travis found you. Yeah, I've had a channel on YouTube for over 4 years. I've had a lot of fun making it. It is a monetized channel, which means that I do get a little tiny paycheck from time to time from them. But yeah, it has been a blast making videos and learning stuff and trying to teach people anything that I can. A lot of my videos are repair related and some of them are just silly related. Hey, SWC Florida from Okeechobee. I haven't made it down there yet, but rest assured I'm going to. I'm out here looking for a repeat of that largemouth I caught yesterday. SWC. Man, it's so good to see all you all on here. Really appreciate everybody who joins in. And you know, I don't know if you want to see the live scope image or if you're really more interested in the sunset. Oh gosh, Paul, set the hook, buddy. I keep missing fish. You see that group on there right now? I just missed one in there. Okay, those must be tiny. What are you guys doing? I'm gonna tighten down the brake a little bit. SWC, what's up? Yep. I'm just kind of looking around at the moment. I'm moving on out into a little bit deeper water because it gets really interesting here lately, right at dark. And what I'll probably go ahead and do is start switching you out to the view that I have of the lake. And so maybe you can kind of just watch me, you know, what I'm doing. But it gets really interesting out here just about 30 minutes before dark. These fish start really coming up feeding good. Mostly topwater, but not necessarily entirely topwater. And I've been having a blast catching them for the last 2 weeks. What little bit I've gotten to come out, I've just had a lot of fun. Got games on your 3DS. Let's see. I saw one just right there break the surface. You probably can see that ripple. Yeah, I do too. Overrated. Overrated, shaking my head. Me too. Kind of gunky. Now that is going to be some interesting fishing right there. Let me slow the boat down. There's a bunch of bait. I want you to look at the fish. Oh my goodness. I'm not doing nearly as good on this as I was on other stuff, so I think I'm going to swap back. I am getting some hits. There's a big ball of bait right there. Let me see if I can get under it. Oh! Okay, I'm gonna switch back. Too shallow for that. Somebody asked me about my favorite setup. It's by far this setup right here. It's a, it's upside down, isn't it? It's a Dobbins Caden. Dobbins Caden Series 771. I've got that paired up with a Vanford. I'm going to be honest though, after spending the amount of money on the Vanford that I did, I'm a little bit disappointed with it. And it's right out of the gate to have been one of their more expensive setups. The bell was hitting the spool, and that made no sense to me whatsoever. I'm like, what is going on? But it's a really nice reel. I wish that it was working completely like it's supposed to. I did accidentally step on it, and I had to order. I ordered the parts and replaced this whole side piece and that bearing. I ordered a new bell for it. I ordered quite a few parts because I stepped on it. But even after replacing all that stuff and doing everything I could do to get it back, yeah, I think it must be bent. And no matter what I do, I have adjusted, and it's just not going to work again like it did when it was new. I'll show you what it does. This is what it does. Let's see. Now, I always flip my bell by hand, but honestly, you shouldn't have to do that, but this is what it does sometimes. It just drives me crazy. I'll go like this. See that? And that's just enough to drive this guy crazy. Like I said, I know it could be bent and everything else, but man, I replaced all kinds of parts on it. It was also not easy to find the parts for it, and I was a little bit disappointed about that as well. Because it was so new when I bought it, and I was looking for parts in just no time, and already was having a hard time finding them. Offense to the rig you're using, but you do know it's not the fishing reel that you're using to catch fish. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. My entire life, I have caught fish on the cheapest setup I could possibly get. The only reason that I have switched to a few of these in my arsenal, just a few, is because I fished with somebody a few years ago and we were winter fishing. It was colder than this. And they just kept catching fish. They kept catching fish. They kept catching fish. And what I noticed was they kept saying, there it is, there it is, there it is. You know, they were able to detect a bite so incredibly fast. And so I don't know if that was part of it or not, but I was just using a cheapo rod. And I just simply couldn't catch fish like this person was. This reel is a Shimano Vanford 2500 HG. But I just couldn't catch fish like he was. And he kept saying, well, I can feel it. They're hitting it. And I started doing everything he was doing. So I started switching over to some more sensitive rods. I purposefully spent quite a bit on a rod for chatterbait fishing. Specifically so that I could feel the ticking on the grass. And I've been happy with that so far. Oh boy, there's a big school of fish. I gotta quit talking and fish for a minute. I love my chatterbait setup. And you know, I've got plenty of other reels and rods that catch fish. The one you saw me using a minute ago was a Daiwa BG. And it's a few years old now. And it's just starting to make all kinds of racket. But it has been an excellent fishing rod. Or reel, excuse me. I've got all kinds of fish looking at this, but none of them are hitting it. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do now that I'm out here. I'm going to start paying a lot more attention to what's going on around me. And what I'm doing is I'm looking for this type of action that I was telling you about earlier. And that is right here at dark for some reason. Maybe it makes sense to everybody. Oh, what do I got? I got a baby. Look at this. You can't tell me they're not aggressive. Look at this. These fish are so aggressive, it's crazy. Bye-bye. Little yellow. Yeah, these things are crazy. I need to figure out rig control and lighten up the parameters. Yeah, I can do that. I just have to go in and figure out exactly what it is. And it's, you know what? It's such a shame that you have to do that. Any of you who may have happened to have been on here yesterday, it got really interesting. I had two kids that probably were about 10 and 12. Started saying a bunch of garbage, and we had to kick it into moderator mode real quick and get those guys out of here. I hated to do that. I want everybody to be able to enjoy it. But no, nope, not these guys. They were being crude and stupid. And honestly, they were probably just being 10 and 12-year-olds. Okay, I'm gonna switch up to a deeper diving jerkbait. Actually, I changed my mind. I'm gonna switch up to this Alabama rig and see if the fish that I currently see on my screen are looking for, you know, schools of fish. I'm going right over the head of an entire group of fish. None of those are interested. I'll move on out. Boy, there's a little warm breeze out here. It's so beautiful. Moderate the simplest thing suddenly. Yeah, I'll, Robert, if you see any that allow you to go ahead and accept or whatever, feel free to do that. Okay, I'm hoping to rapidly put some fish in the boat here in the next 30 minutes, and we're going to see if that happens or not. I've moved on out. You've got most of that turned off, and then what do? Just rely on quick thinking for these jerks that get in there and say foul garbage? Just get on there quick and get them out of there, huh? Trying to keep message retracted. $500 mods, dang. I am in Tennessee. Oh boy, there's some good looking fish right here. You guys should definitely be able to hit this. Let me get this right through this school right here. I'm hoping they're going to do exactly what they've been doing, because they have been just going crazy this last 30-ish minutes or so, 45 minutes. So we're going to just see. And pretty much when they're doing that, from what I'm seeing, is they're hitting just about everything that I throw out there. But I'm looking for the schools that are actually either currently within the bait balls, or if they're not in bait balls, I'm looking for the ones that are up somewhere near the surface that I know are kind of looking around for food. Just making, and I'm just kind of cruising around. I'm keeping my head on a swivel, looking for topwater activity. I tend to get excited and start reeling way too fast. I don't know if any of you all managed to watch yesterday, but oh man, I caught a beautiful 3 3/4 pound largemouth. It was so fun. Waltz Bar in Tennessee. Yep, you are correct. Okay, guys, don't make a liar out of me. Ooh, turn it on. I'm going to move out a little bit deeper to see if I can't find. I see plenty of schools out here, but they're not necessarily showing any sign of being ready to really come up and start eating. So oh, it's so pretty outside right now. It's a beautiful time of the day. Okay, I'm going to move further over. So in case you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm not talking a whole lot. I'm looking around quite a bit. Trying to see if I can find some of these active schools that come up at this late in the evening. 13 to 14 of ice on the lakes. Oh my gosh. Minnesota. Well, so far these fish are not doing what they did yesterday, which was go crazy right here in the evening. Come on, guys, where are you? What is going on? Thank you, Edward. Yeah, thank you all for subscribing. I really do appreciate that. These fish are making me out to be a liar at the moment, because normally right now they're up here hitting all over the place top water. We did have 2 really warm days, unusually warm days. I don't know if that might have changed how they've been behaving. I see a few. They're further out here though. I really don't want to go quite that far out, but I will. Oh, there's one right beside the boat. I missed him. Hit the bottom. I'm in shallow water. Goodness, Paul. Didn't realize just how shallow water I'd gotten in. Okay, fish. Come on now. Come on now. I'm back onto the jerkbait, so I can get it a little further down. Okay, there's one. Let's see, I don't know if you all can see that yet or not, but there's something chasing bait right here. Oh, but it looks really small. Oh, it is super shallow right here. Surprised how shallow this is. Let me get out here just a little bit deeper. I appreciate all the comments. I appreciate y'all talking. It's kind of part of being in a community. It's just kind of what it's all about. Everybody chatting. I'm trying to put the fish in the boat and not doing as much chatting, but there should be a hookup any time now. Come on, fish. Yeah, last night I could do no wrong. If you were out here throwing, you were catching fish. I'm gonna go out a little bit deeper. I'm kind of hitting the bottom, I believe. Let me get out here just a little further out. There's a few. See if any of these will cooperate. See the fish out here, but so far they're not really reacting like they were yesterday for some reason. There was a good one right there. It came right back up again. Let's throw this over here. Okay, they're starting to feed now a little bit. Let's see. Okay, I finally hooked up with one behind me. In my experience, when I start catching them right here at dark, sometimes they actually end up being the species I'm after, which is striped bass. In fact, that's what I've got. That is exactly what I got. Just 1 second, let me get him off here. Yay! Man, you are feisty. Be still, be still, be still. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold the door, hold the door, hold door. Get this out of you. Wow, dadgummit. You're not gonna believe this. That was a striped bass. It probably weighed 2 pounds. And he had the hook on so good, it took me a minute to get it off. And the last jerk I did, got the hook out, he immediately flipped and went right down in the dadgum water. But I'm starting to hear them around me. Maybe some of them will still be here. Let's see. He did get away. That is interesting. That's something that I'm now starting to notice. These that are coming up here and feeding right at dark seem to be when I'm catching my striped bass. Tell you what I think I might do, because it seems like they're coming up on top kind of and chasing bait around. I'm gonna throw something that I can keep right up on top. Okay, I have switched over to a Mike Buka baby shad so that I can keep it up on top of the water, because what I'm seeing a lot of these fish doing is they're coming up right at the last minute. I see these little bitty fish right up near the top, and these striped bass are coming up and wailing on them. So I'm gonna try to give the impression that I'm one of those little itty bitty thread fins. Let's see. That little bit of a bloop right there was my bait. I think if I can see a couple of them come up and feed around me, I'll be able to throw this in there and probably pick one up. I'm ready this time. I'd just about given up on that last one. Come on, guys, where are you? still looking. We are going to see. And so far, man, I'm disappointed at how few are coming up and feeding. I think these fish have cell phones. Come on. I'm not going to be able to stay here too much longer because it's getting dark. Well, it's so unfortunate that they're not coming up around me. They are watching my live stream. Isn't that funny? Those boogers. Get off my live stream, fish. Let's see if I could find some on the live scope and just come right over their head. Hi, Ruth. Let's see. Right. Maybe that's one. I do know this. I'm going to have to go here in just a minute. Let's see. I'd love to see one come up and bust that V that it's making right through there for you all to see it. That'd be so cool. I'm still here. I know it's getting dark. I'm not even going to be able to see. I'm going to be going by looks. Okay, I'm gonna try one more thing. They are normally just really heavy right here where I'm sitting, but for some reason, they're just not here. So I'm gonna look around just for a minute and then I'm gonna have to call it quits. To try the grub again. You can't tell it, but it's pitch black here just about it. I did this yesterday. It was probably not real safe. I stayed out here till it was too dark. I had to pretty much just use the trolling motor to go back into the dock. And so what I'm trying to do right now is I'm kind of headed towards the dock in general. I'm looking to see if I can find any. Oh, there's maybe a few right there. Let's see if any of these will hit. There's some out here in front of me. Y'all just can't see them. This isn't easy when you can't see your bait. There we go. I can barely see it. I actually can watch it through my phone better than I can actually sit here and look out in the open and see it. There's some right there. Come on, guys. Nail this thing. Oh, come on. I'm trying so hard to throw it to where you all see it if one comes up and nails it. Man. Okay, I'm gonna change strategies really quick. I'm gonna go back to the Alabama rig because they're just not coming up and feeding like I need them to catch them. So what I'm gonna do instead, I'm gonna make a couple of casts really quick with the Alabama rig and then I'm out of here. Nothing there. Come on, guys. Give me one more. One more for the road. There's some in there. Come on, guys. Eat. Man, I'm trying my best. They are just not cooperating. Free pizza, come on, fish. Free pizza with sardines. Get your skipjack. Well, that's not good. That was a big kerplop. I never thought about using this at night. Yeah, here, fishy, fishy. I'm trying so hard. Come on, one more. There they are. They're just chilling out here on this drop. In my experience, when they're chilling on the drop, if they're on the flat, they'll eat pretty good. But the ones that are sitting out on this drop, I don't know if I'm going to get them to hit at all. This will be my last cast for sure. They're not moving. I'm throwing it right on the fish and they just don't care. All right, I'm gonna make one more cast. One more desperate cast. I know, I could throw the white grub probably and maybe get a bite or two, but I'm really, honestly, I'm trying to catch something big. Just a few more. I tell you what, I'm just a few more and until it's pitch black out here. I see the fish. Why would you guys not feed? They're right there on the surface. Hey. My wife says, how many more casts are you gonna make? I promise, this is it. It's very hard to leave them when I can see them on here, and I was trying so hard to catch one more for all these people. Come on, guys, somebody, anybody. There's some right there. Oh, hopefully this is it. Hopefully this is it. Oh, girl, you're one of a kind. Cindy is the #1 female catfishing machine. Paul is the #1 fishing in pitch black machine. But this is my last cast. Seriously, this is it. I don't really even see anything great to throw it at. Well, there's a few. If anything at all in this group would hit. Hot dogs, get your hot dogs. Uh-oh, that almost felt like one smacked at it. Hey, now I was gonna give it up, but now wait a minute. Something came up and grabbed that by the tail. It's basically begging me to catch it. Uh-oh. Got it by the tail. I can tell there's a fish in here. They actually hit the tail of this twice. What are you gonna do? I can't even see where the trolling motor's pointing. Where's the trolling motor pointing? That's kind of ridiculous. I can't even see that. I'm trying hard. I'm trying to do it. I just can't seem to get anything else to hit. These fish are letting me down. Oh, that's how I can tell where my trolling motor's pointing. I turn the prop on, and whichever way I start going, I know that's kind of the direction it's pointing. That's pretty bad. All right. Okay, Amanda, this is it. This is it. This is that actual last cast you've been looking for. Here we go. Come on. You guys know you want some free pizza. Hit it. Oh, come on. Come on. I'm reeling as slow as I can. That's the problem. I'm reeling too slow. Oh, they've done made me mad now. Now I'm gonna throw again just because I'm mad. No, I'm kidding. That's not true. Hey, but there are a bunch of fish right here. Do these things just not eat once it gets dark? What's up? This is that last cast. I really do have to go. If I didn't know this part of this lake so well, there is no way I'd be out here right now fishing. What in the world is happening? I am having fun, but I do have to admit, this is kind of dangerous. For everybody sticking with me, I really appreciate it. I think I've just made my last cast. I think maybe this is my last cast for sure. Fish, what is going on? I can't get them to react at all. Well, oh man. Okay. I found a new group. These things are on top of the water, literally saying, throw over here. So I have to. I mean, they're literally saying, come get us, buddy. This is it. Oh man, one smacked it. What happened? One actually smacked at it. Oh, come on, come on. Don't run from it, hit it. You bunch of weird fish. All right. Well, much as I hate to do it, can y'all see me? It's so dark. I've got to put this stuff away, get my lights on the boat, and head for the shoreline. It is dark. I will be safe. I know my wife's probably on there panicked, wondering why I would stay out quite this late. But, you know, I really appreciate all of you all sticking with me. And, you know, I could just use the trolling motor to work my way towards the bank. And that way, if I happen to see some fish that want to eat, who am I not to give them something to eat? I'm starving and I want to fish now. Yeah, I'm starting to get hungry too. At least I'm sort of headed towards where the truck's parked. All right, so what is Amanda doing? Hear, see, speak no evil. My wife's so sweet, y'all. Here we go. I'm gonna make this. Oh, there's some kind of bird I may have just ran over. I can't tell. I heard something go whack, whack, whack right as I pulled through here. Okay. I promise this is my last cast. I see a group of fish on the bottom. Okay, where are you guys? This is it. Last one, catch one or not, it's all good. Here we go. Get ready. Everybody chant, one more fish. Are you guys just not hungry? What's up? Nothing. Okay. All right, that's it. I gotta go. Thank you all so much. I would love to keep fishing. I mean, what harm can come from it? I'm just sitting here, minding my own business. But the truth is, I can't even see the trolling motor, so I don't even know where the live scope's pointing. I guess I could turn a flashlight on, maybe, or something. But the only way I can even know which way the trolling motor's pointing is to go. Oh, okay, there. Okay. Now I can see. I know I keep saying this is the last cast. This really is the last one. You all, I really appreciate every single person who's watched this evening. I appreciate all the comments. Been a lot of fantastic comments. Thank you so much. Thanks for keeping it clean. Thanks for the moderation, Fluke Daddy, and keeping everybody straight. I'll come back when I can. You never know. If y'all haven't checked out my channel, I have quite a few of these. Did you not take your light? Oh man, my wife's asking me a question and I can't tell a lie. I didn't bring my light. Don't tell my wife I didn't bring my flashlight. Paul, excellent. Thank you, Fabian. Yes. What I do have, though, is all kinds of great electronics and a very good knowledge of where I am on this lake. And so, I'm going to throw behind me. You know what I want to do? I'm just going to kind of head towards the boat ramp. What do you do? Most people, when I tell them what I do, don't have a clue because of what it is. In a nutshell, you could say it's systems administration. I was in software development for over 32 years. And then I kind of went into system administration, and now I am into ServiceNow system administration. I work for the ServiceNow company. So that's what I do. All right. I'm actually trolling. Yeah, I got to get the lights out. I can't even see what in the world I'm doing. Man, it's killing me because I see more fish as I'm going through here. There's a whole bunch of them right there just sitting out in the water. Well, at least I am going in the right direction. Oh, look at those big fish. Uh-oh, I just had a tap. He used to hunt, but not so much anymore. Yeah, I used to love to hunt. I actually had a tap right there just by, I'm heading towards the boat ramp with the trolling motor. I'm trolling. All right. Let's call it quits. All right. Thank you all so much again. I'll try to make this video public in case people want to watch sometime after it's over, you can see how dark it is. It really is. It's dark. I'm going to be using my maps, and I've got a really good map laid out. When I came in with lines on so that I knew exactly where I would be going coming back out, and I stayed way away from the what do you call it? Stayed way away from buoys so that I knew I could run. All right, thank you all so much. Seriously, God bless. Thanks to everybody who joined and everybody who subscribed. Thank you. Y'all go check out the channel and let me know what you like, what you don't like. We'll do it again sometime really soon. Okay, ciao bella. Bye.